But my friends, what happens to us if as a society we follow the invitation of these liberals and we start handing over everything we've got to do, taking care of the kids, respecting the elderly, take care of the neighbors, do the charity, do everything in life with that government power? Do you know what happens? The sphere of that coercion gets larger and larger and larger until it encompasses every area of our life. And as it grows larger, the sphere of our liberty and our dignity and our responsibility before God grows smaller until finally it will be no more and we will no more be free. That is what happens. And that's the direction we're headed in. It's the direction we're headed in. It's the world we'll know if we continue to give in to the arguments that suggest that unless we're forced, we won't do what's right. That without coercion, we won't care for our children, care for the elderly, care for one another in our communities of need. Is that true of us, that we have become a people so depraved, so strange to our obligations, that our hearts will not be moved even by the needs of those we love? So strange, they tell me, to our true sense of obligation, that you've noticed we're not even supposed to be given access anymore to the means with which to defend our lives and our liberties. Second Amendment's under assault based on the same argument. We're just not good enough to be free anymore. We can't be trusted with those dangerous weapons. Makes me wonder, though, if people can't be trusted with the weapons to defend themselves, how come people drawn from the same pool of depravity and irresponsibility can be trusted in the government with a monopoly on weapons when nobody has them? I've never understood that. I don't know how you get past that one. But the point I want to make this evening is that it's all the same thought. It's all the same thought. We are being told that we are a people no longer fit for liberty. We do not have the sense of discipline and concern and obligation and compassion. That we will go, if we have the means of self-defense, and run up and down the street killing people because our passions are out of control. And I know we want to say, no, that's not true. We're not like that. But somewhere in our heart of hearts, my friends, we believe they're right. And we believe they're right because we more than half suspect that a people willing to kill its children in the womb no longer has the self-control to keep from killing one another in the streets. No matter how you cut it, the betrayal of our moral principle undermines our sense of moral self-respect. It undercuts our moral confidence. It makes us susceptible to the arguments through which we are talked out of liberty and into an ever-expanding government power. And I believe that there is only one right answer to this crisis. It is a simple and clear one, but it will be difficult, I think. For we must return our allegiance to the fundamental principle that makes us free. We must apply that principle consistently to the great issues of our time, starting with abortion. We must go forward without shame and with courage and boldness to represent to the American people, as we are supposed to represent to the world, the great truth that our rights come from God and must be exercised with respect for the authority of God. If we are willing to restore that moral foundation for our liberty, and we will come again into our own in the way of moral self-respect and self-confidence. We will stand against those arguments which suggest that if we control the decisions in the community and the schools and the money, the world will deteriorate, because we know that there is no need to fear the sovereignty of a people who acknowledge the sovereignty of God. If we are able to come back to this solid and sure foundation, then in spite of the difficulties and the challenges and the great dangers that beset us, we will eschew the path of totalitarianism, and we will turn away from the road that leads to ever greater repression of our liberty. And we will face the new century and the new millennium confident that we shall hand on to new generations the hope that we are supposed as a people to represent. The hope that is, in many respects, the flower and fruit of God's best hopes for us. The hope that as a people drawn from every race and creed and corner of the globe, we hold before the world as an example, not just of the best that we can be, but of the best that humankind can aspire to. I believe that this is still our vocation as a people. But we shall fail in this vocation if we do not restore the moral foundation of truth that gives us the strength to respond to it. Do that, and it will be enough. So I leave you with one final thought and challenge, because this is the point where, according to the different advices they always give candidates, I'm supposed to ask you for your vote, see? Go out, vote for me, solve every problem, deal with every difficulty. Not so. Won't happen. No, you might take one step, though, in the right direction. But not just by voting for some name or this or that. No, you'll take a step in the right direction if you consider hard what I have said here this evening, and if you believe that it is right and true, and that it is, in fact, the priority the country requires, then I would ask first that you commit yourself in your heart of hearts to return to that allegiance, not only in personal and private choice, but in life and vocation as a citizen. Return to that allegiance, to the God who created us and who gave us our rights. And insisting upon that allegiance in the things we do as a people, prayerfully and carefully consider what you believe to be best for this nation, whose better destiny we all still love. And then go into the voting booth and just do your duty. Just do your duty. It's all that I have tried to do in the months of this campaign, and all that I will do in the weeks ahead. Present with integrity the choice that our principles and our God require. And all I ask is that you go into the voting booth and with that same integrity, make the choice that you believe conscientiously to be best for your country. Do our duty, and I believe that we can leave the rest most confidently in God's almighty hand. And in so doing, we will find ourselves, I'm pretty sure, walking along the same path of hope to that future which America promises, not only to our children, but to the children of all mankind, not only to our country, but as Lincoln said, to all the earth. God bless you.